Turn that around there. Hi, we have a guide, please. Thank you. All right, folks, welcome to Dalton's Road Discovery Zone. We are live. Most people, when they visit a city, actually we're in Boston right now, and we're from Philadelphia. Most people visit a museum or some other attraction. Us, nope. We go to a cemetery. Turn you around here. This is the Granary Cemetery here in Boston. Established in 1660, if I'm not mistaken. Let's head in this direction here. I'll let you handle, lovely wife there, handle the map there. You can take a look at the map. Yeah. Now, Paul Revere is buried in here. We know that much, and John Hancock is. And Ben Franklin's parents are buried here. It looks like, is that the main gate here? Or is it here? No, here. Okay, you started here. So let's move over to look at Paul Revere's tombstone, which is up this way here. So we'll walk this way. This is our first live stream, so this could be a train wreck or not. We'll see. Hopefully the signal's coming through okay. Hopefully you can hear me. Again, this is called the Granary. This is the third oldest cemetery in Boston, as I recall. The oldest one is the King's Chapel Cemetery, which is just right down the road. We'll try to get to that a little later. Samville Gray. You can see that over there or not. We don't want to go past these chain link fences here. And it looks like we have here's the tombstone of Samuel Adams, one of the original signers of the Declaration of Independence, Governor of the Commonwealth. We'll make our way over here. I don't have the chat turned on here. Let me see if I can. I'm sure I can figure that out. I think I've got it turned on now. Hopefully I do. In this direction, we should have Paul Revere's tombstone. I'm not sure who that is there. There's some really, really old graves in here, dating back from the 1600s. It's too bad that they can't get in and take a close look at the tombstones, but that's understandable. Don't want any damage to occur. Now, there's several cemeteries here in Boston. Before Boston, and as is true with most cities, before Boston decided to move its cemeteries out to more of the suburbs, they did bury their dead here within the city. So there are several of these cemeteries here. Look at the skull and crossbones on the top of that. Interesting. And you can see on top of that one now, if you can see that or not, you can see the wings, the head figure and the wings there, simulating to the ascent to heaven, I believe is what that. And there's another one over here. You have a skull in wings. I don't know if you can see that or not. I forget what they call that, but there's a term for it, death's head or something like that. But that signifies the death of the body and the ascent to heaven into the spiritual realm, as I recall. There's a close-up of a good one right there. You can see that one. it's hard to see the tombstones and their dates here. They're so faded. I'd like to try to find Paul Revere's tombstone. I believe the victims of the Boston Massacre are buried here somewhere. I'm not sure where they are. Oh, here it is. Here's a little information here. It's called the Death's Head. You can see it's a non-religious symbol. A skull often with wings and of crossed bones was the earliest symbol employed in the graveyard. The other decorative motifs accompanying Death's Head were the hourglass and even a winged hourglass, symbolizing the concept that time flies. Let's try to find Paul Revere's tombstone here. We'll go to our map person, our lovely wife here. Where is Paul Revere's tombstone at?
Paul Revere.
We are located somewhere.
Well, the entrance was here.
Yeah, we came this way. Oh, he's all the way back there. Okay, so let's make our way back. We'll go around that way there. There's a lot of people buried here. I think I read somewhere it was around 2,300 tombstones in here, somewhere in that range. But there may be as many as 5,000 people buried here because there are a lot of unmarked graves. Not sure what that is. That's a grave, apparently. You can see the people put pennies on top of it. Still not able to see the live chat, folks. I'm sorry about that. I don't know how to enable that. Like I said, this is our first live stream. Look at this one here. This is, see, it's really faded. 17.
Is that 1770s?
Yeah, it might be. Yeah. There's definitely very, very old tombstones here, you know, from the 1600s. You can see here's the Death's Head again. There's a lot of tombstones with that symbol on it. A lot of these have it. And it does say, please stay off the grass. Very strict about approaching these tombstones. Let's walk over here. We'll try to get to the King's Chapel one also, which is literally just a block away. Look at that one there. Gideon Snow's tomb, 1810. They're actually, I can't tell whether they're buried on the other side of the wall or in front of it. 1810. Let's walk to the very back and then we'll try to find Paul Revere's tombstone. Okay, I think I see the live chat now. Hello, Mohawk News Station. Somewhere back here is Paul Revere's tombstone. Right at the very back here. Ah, look at this here. What's this? This is some clearer writing. Again, there's your Death's Head. Here lies buried the body of M.F. Hadius McCarty, age 34 years, 6 months, December, February. I can't see a date on it though. I think we're approaching Paul Revere's tombstone. It's around here somewhere. I never knew what the significance of putting the money on the tombstones is, but you do see that a lot. The 17th century burials. Sign right here. Around you are some of the earliest burials at the Granary Burial Ground. The oldest stone dated 1667 marked the burial of John Wakefield. Yeah. Let's head back here. Now these types of tombstones here, the ones that lay horizontal, are almost always unreadable because they're so exposed to the elements. So you can almost never read these. But they did probably have writing on the top at one time. They just get worn off with the elements. I think I see Paul Revere's back down there. John Foster Williams, 1743 to 1814. First master of U.S. Revenue Cutter, Massachusetts. Folks, I hope we're coming through okay. This might be Paul Revere's tombstone down here. Let's take a look. And yes, there it is. Paul Revere, born in Boston, January 1734, died May 1818. There it is. Look at all the coins on top there. Interesting. All right. So Samuel Adams is whom we've seen already. I know he's buried here. I don't know where the victims of the Boston Massacre were supposed to be buried. Are they? Let's go take a look. Lead the way, daughter. There's Courtney. We're actually here in Boston. Courtney goes to school up here. We're visiting for a day or two. We thought we'd see the sights, and she's going to come back with us. Stay this summer with us back in Pennsylvania. Now, that big obelisk right in the center there, that's actually Benjamin Franklin's parents. They're buried there. Of course, Benjamin Franklin is buried in our hometown of Philadelphia. Now, the story with the Boston Massacre was, I don't know the full history of it, but I believe the colonists were throwing snowballs at the British as the British came into the town of Boston. And say again, Courtney?
They were throwing, I don't know, I forget, snowballs.
Oh, it might have been rocks. Well, that would be more understandable. Yeah, and the British decided they wanted to either defend themselves or just got pissed off and just started firing and just killed a bunch of people. That is known as the Boston Massacre. That was in, I forget what year now. I guess we'll find out when we look at these tombstones and we see if we can see what their date of death is. So these are back down near their entrance, huh? Let's see. The King's Chapel has some burials. Oh, this is it right here. Oh, this is the first we first looked at this and realized I didn't read it all. The remains of Samuel Gray, Samuel Maverick, James Caldwell, Crispus Attucks sounds familiar, and Patrick Carr, victims of the Boston Massacre, March 5th, 1770. Okay. Here interred by the order of the town of Boston. Okay. Here also lies buried the body of Christopher Snyder, aged 12 years, killed February 22nd, 1770. The innocent first victim of the struggles between the colonists and the crown, which resulted in independence. Yeah, this is what spurred the colonists to really rail up and fight against the British, as I recall from my history. Interesting. Okay. Very neat. I'm not sure we're going to continue with a live feed as we go over to the King's Chapel. This is a cemetery here that actually contains more of the notable figures. This is called the Granary Cemetery. This is named after a grain warehouse, I believe, that once stood here. It what happened was when the King's Chapel Cemetery began to get filled up, they decided they need another place to handle the overflow. So they tore the building down, which was once here. This became the Granary Cemetery. Again, there's roughly around 2,300 tombstones here, but there's more like 5,000 burials. I feel there's a lot of open land you can see right around here in this area. No tombstones, and the sure bet there's people buried there. They're just unmarked. Let's walk over to Ben Franklin's parents' monument. We'll take a look at that. Oops, excuse me. We have plans later on today to see the aquarium here, and we're going to see the Boston Tea Party Museum. We thought we'd kill a little time and pop up a live feed here. Walk over here. And there it is. I guess it's okay to walk up here and get a closer shot of the writing. It's a high step. You can see, I don't know if you can see the writing or not. It's kind of bright here. I'm not even going to try to read it. It's Josiah, I'm going to try to read it. Josiah Franklin and Abiah, his wife. Abiah, that's an unusual name. A-B-I-A-H. Lie here interred. He lived lovingly together in wedlock 55 years, without an estate or any gainful employment. By constant labor and honest industry, maintained a large family comfortably and brought up 13 children. So Ben was one of 13 children and 7 grandchildren, respectively. From the instance header, he be encouraged to diligence in I'm not even going to try to read the rest of it. Interesting. 1655, died 1744, and then that was Josiah, and then Abiah 1667 to 1752. She was 85, he was 89. Okay, see if I can get down here without killing myself. Let's walk around here a little bit. See, as many of these tombstones are just illegible. You can't see them. There's nothing on that one there. Very cool place. There's a fair amount of people here. These cemeteries do get a lot of visitors.
You see, one of the tombstones had like a plate by the tombstone saying they were Boston Tea Party participants.
Oh, no. Where's that at?
That's on the far side of here.
Let's take a look. Can you lead me to it if you remember where it is?
Yeah.
I thought that Boston Tea Party participants were in another cemetery. I didn't realize that some of them were here.
Well, it's just one plate. I don't know if there's others.
Okay. I think most of them are in another cemetery. And not the King's Chapel one either, but it's another one. I forget what the name of the other cemetery is. It's down near the waterfront, I believe. That's the first time I've seen this death head. They call this the death head. See the skull with the wings, yeah.
Yeah, it says here that it's to remind people of their mortality
Yeah.
and immortality.
Yeah, look at the one with the eye. I saw that one. I videoed that one a little while ago.
The bones are for mortality, and then
Yeah.
the wings represent immortality.
Right. Yeah, interesting. If you can find that one.
Yeah, totally.
Okay. There's an odd-shaped one there.
All the way down here at the end.
Yeah, I'm going to take a look at this one real quick here. This tomb is the property of Elizabeth Hicking, Mary Hooton. It looks like it says, Hours of Deacon John Lee. It's an unusual design there. Oh, yeah, interesting. Okay. Look, I'll get to see if I can get close to this one here. This is the medallion here. Look at that. Boston Tea Party participant.
Well, it says wife of.
Yeah, here lies buried the body of M. Sarah
So,
Uran, is it? Wife of M. Joseph.
so
Yeah.
is she actually a participant, or is she the wife of?
Yeah, no, I would think she was a participant. That's why the medallion is there. Yeah, interesting. Like I said, folks, we're actually headed to that museum after this. We're going to go see the Boston Tea Party Museum, then you're acquiring them later on. Look at these up here. This is an interesting tombstone here. Here lies the body of M. Nathaniel Shannon, age 68 years, died August 27, 1723. He was born in 1655, settled into Boston in 1687, was naval officer, of the port of Boston from 1701 to 1723. Became a member of the Old South Church in 1701. Oh, interesting. I just had breakfast, so. And there's an interesting one back there, too. I'm going to walk back here since there's no fence here and take a look at this one. James Bowdoin. I think that might stand for Esquire. I see an ESQ and it's worn off. Han James Bowdoin, first of the name, built this tomb before 1744, probably much earlier. In it were buried perhaps Pierre Bowdoin, I hope I'm saying that right. Huh. I'll read the rest of it, you can probably see that. Very cool. Well, folks, I guess we're going to end the stream here. If we decide to do another one, just sort of stay tuned or just sort of watch for it. I'm not sure I'm going to do another one from the King Chapel Cemetery. Let me turn the camera around. We're going to end it here. Folks, thanks for tuning in. Take care. Bye-bye.